if I could just learn some self-defense online. Maybe you have a tip for myself. Or let's just go to this new video where we have 15 tips all in one video. Let's go.
Getting mugged could happen to anyone. If you stop paying attention, you can lose your valuables. Oh no, my phone!
So that's absolutely true. You can lose your valuables when you have them like this open to the public. So there's no wonder, but maybe you can do something like put it in your pocket while you're walking on the stairs, or something that you don't expose it to all the strangers.
You never know how a romantic evening will end.
You never know how romantic it's going to be.
You're sitting in a restaurant with your sweetheart. Everything is wonderful. Suddenly, there's another girl who says she's his girlfriend. Of course you didn't know about her. She is clearly determined.
And how determined she is.
Fight, fight, fight!
Yes, alcohol is the solution here. So, as a man, you should just sit down in this situation, relax, and drink both of those cups. Yes, that's absolutely the case. But as a matter of fact, the two women shouldn't fight each other. They should fight the man, because he was a fucking liar to one of her.
How can you beat your opponent when she already grabbed your hair?
Grabbing the hair is always a good idea.
Grab her by the wrist with one hand and twist her arm behind her back with your other hand.
We have some kind of similar movement in Kung Fu in the Gunji form, which is like the first main form, where you have like this movement here, which is supposed to be exactly this, like turning the arm. But in order to perform that, you need to have very good grip strength and power in the muscle. Maybe you need to train a little bit more than just watching a video.
Finally, snap her underwear and send her back to wherever she came from. And where is this cowardly cheater?
Yes, look for the cheater, yeah, that's number one. But the other thing, that you snap the underwear. I remember a guy in primary school where I was at. He was like this kind of nerd, always in the back, sitting in the corner like this, and not having that much of friends. And the popular guys used to mock on him and pick on him because he was like, yeah, not interested in all the sports stuff and the other stuff. So one time they went to him in sports class, and they hanged him on top of the thing where you put your jacket, your trouser or whatever, and they hanged him there with the underwear, and it snapped completely through. In the retrospect, I am a little bit sad that I didn't intervene there, but man, I was like 12 years old. I found it funny, sue me, I'm sorry.
How can you free yourself if your hands are tied?
Oh, I've seen this one. Don't do it like this, do it like snap it this. But I think I don't have one of those at home, so I would try it. But
in a pinch.
Okay, that's interesting.
Now you need to open the pin. Hold it with your teeth and insert the needle into the lock.
I'm not quite sure about this. No.
And the tie.
No, I'm not convinced, because two reasons here. When you are in a situation where your hands are trapped like this, and you don't have enough force to do like the twitch here to open it up, and you have, surprisingly, whatever reason for you, have a needle somewhere you can grab. The two things that are going to happen, in my opinion, are you either are going to pin yourself, because in this situation you are under adrenaline, you are shaking because you are in danger, in huge danger, and that you target this small area and put it directly between the clips that they open up and they're not locked anymore. Highly unlikely. The second thing I'm seeing here is that you accidentally swallow it or put it in your mouth while you try to hit the target here. And if you have swallowed a needle, you're in another danger than this one here.
It easily comes off from the hands. Finally, freedom!
Sure, maybe it can work, but the way to make it work is...
Hey, dude, can you be careful?
Be careful.
But instead of apologizing, he attacks. There's a great way to calm a gentleman like this. Male bodies to the rescue. Grab the attacker by the neck and then kick your knee hard into his groin area.
Yes. Quick comment on this one. I see that working, but I don't think it's a good idea to go in and do like this grab here around the neck. For sure, yes, you can pull then and bring the knee up, which is like the counter force, which is actually something pretty useful and good. But when you go in, or your opponent is going to give you a reaction instantly, because you have different spaces. You have a personal space, which is like half a meter, where your partner, your family, your kids or your parents are allowed to be, that you feel comfortable. Then you have like the space which is like a little bit far, like 1.5, 2 meters, where your friends can be, or maybe your co-workers, where you can speak with them in a normal manner, that's you don't feel frightened or you start to get nervous. And then you have a zone for the strangers. So when a stranger, which both of them are in this scenario, comes into that zone, you're automatically going to get a reaction. Either maybe you are going to get your hands up, which is what we used to do when I worked in security business. You start holding your hands here. Maybe you just have them there, like this, so that you are already prepared to like do something, or maybe grab some locks or whatever. Or in the other case, you are provoking an attack from the aggressor, which you are going when you want to grab. But I see the knee working, because when the attacker is male, that is actually going to hurt them. It's not going to stop the attack or the aggressor completely, but it's going to have a huge impact on what he's going to do next. And this is going to give you enough time to run away.
Another situation? You go to some secluded alley, and there's a suspicious guy there who is definitely not going to bring you any good. You can't avoid meeting him.
Why? Why you can't
and you
avoid?
Can't just run away.
And you can't run
What's
away?
in your pockets? And while he is waiting for you to give him your phone and all your money, you need to distract him. Take out the headphones or change from your pocket and throw them in his face. And while he is distracted, hit him. Make a hard smack with your hands on his ears. Oh no, did I go deaf? And while the wannabe robber is disoriented, you have to run for your life.
Okay, so first thing, why you can't avoid this scenario or this situation. She's coming across the corner and she sees a suspicious man standing in the wall, or at the wall. And what she could have done is just go back around the corner and searching another way home. So something what you can do is, when you go out in the night, you go partying with friends, or you maybe go to the club or to the city, and you go home by yourself as a man or a woman. You can do some thoughts about where you are going home, or what type of vehicle are you going to have. You can maybe take a taxi, which is like a good option because it's bringing you directly from the place you are to home. Or you can maybe have some thoughts about where in the city are some critical areas you might want to avoid during the night, or during a Friday night or a Saturday night, when lots of people are partying and drinking or doing some other funny stuff. So you can make some thoughts in advance before you get into this scenario, because most of the time self-defense videos are all about, oh, you can do this grab or this wrist lock, and you can maybe do this here and that. But what you should do first is to avoid coming in these scenarios, because that is ultimately going to solve 99.99999 of all of this, most of the time bullshit, self-defense videos.
Sunday morning, we have got pancakes on the agenda.
High protein pancakes, don't forget.
Nothing will ruin my delicious breakfast.
Yeah, for
but
sure,
don't relax
he's tattooed.
yet. Here comes my roommate.
Oh, that triggers me
He seems
because I got
aggressive
tattooed
today.
yesterday.
What? I used too much water in the bathroom?
How does he know she used too much water in the bathroom? Was he like listening to how much she's going to pour into her bath? This is like kind of suspiciously weird.
Whoa, whoa, easy there.
Easy, cowboy.
I have to defend myself with what I have right here. Throw a handful of flour in his face. Grab his upper lip.
No, come on. Okay, this is ridiculous because you can miss, you can like not have enough squeeze there. There's so many things that can go wrong there. So smacking like the flour into the head is a pretty good option, because it's going to blind the aggressor, or it's going to take a little bit of time for yourself to react or do what's next. So you can maybe put a knife on. No, just kidding. So what I learned during my time in security business is that you have to have the least amount of targets for your opponent. So for example, in my case, I had to shave my beard to a pretty narrow state, because when you're dealing with drunk people, or you are dealing with aggressors, or just normal people who want to go somewhere. As a security person, you're always the person who is stopping them from go somewhere. So you are the problem. In fact, you are actually not, but for them, you are the problem because you don't letting the people go. So a beard is like something that is a target because when you like take the beard here, not damage, but it hurts really much. And I'm stopped from doing like some other action. So this could be something. In this scenario, the guy doesn't have a beard. What you could do instead is like just smack to the head, like with the palm here, like directly to the jaw, or like here. Or you can also go for an ordinary bitch slap, so to speak, or just another smack to the side or to the head or to the ear, which is like a pretty much better solution than like grabbing the lips. And if you want to grab like something, go for the nose. Maybe that's a better target to grab than the lips.
You should always be ready to protect yourself, especially if you are a girl. Check out a few self-defense techniques. For example, if someone is coming with his fists out, grab him by the hand, move it behind his back.
Did you hear what she said? If somebody's coming with their fist out. So to me, this is like this. Which is never going to be the case. So, yeah.
Grip it with your free hand. The threat is neutralized. But here is another way. If someone grabs your hand, catch the opponent's wrist.
Oh, I think this is actually an Aikido move, isn't it? Comment down. I think this is from Aikido. Like this here. Going down, then.
Another enemy defeated. Sometimes danger strikes in broad daylight.
Yeah, that can happen actually.
Someone
yes.
grabbed your hand. What is he thinking? Something evil, obviously. He messed with the wrong girl. A sharp kick in the jaw. And while the villain is trying to get over it, take a nail file out of your sneaker. A small file won't interfere with walking, but it'll really save you in a situation like this.
Most certainly it will interfere with walking.
To his carotid artery. The criminal won't even understand that you are threatening him with a regular manicure tool. Okay, please, take the knife away from my neck. Wow, a regular mini accessory turned out to be a great weapon.
Okay, there's one thing I like and one thing I really disagree with here on this scene. The first thing that's pretty cool is she's going in with a close range elbow, which is a pretty good thing because you don't have like the proper distance to strike. So elbows are always something good because the elbows are pretty hard bones in your body. So, and the next thing that I dislike is why the hell should you have a nail file in your shoe? Like you can have so much better things. If you have a nail file, yes, you can file your nails on the go, but you can't tell me that it's not going to interfere, and it's just something pretty weird. So do like close range elbow and then run away. If you threaten somebody with a knife or a nail file, in this scenario the aggressor maybe doesn't recognize that it's just a nail file. Yes, it can be harmful, it can damage, it can kill even, but maybe he thinks it's a knife. And what you are going to provoke when you're holding a knife to somebody's arteries, to one of the most vulnerable places in the body, you are going to be pretty sure that he is going to react fight or flight style. And it's going to be fight.
And you can file your nails at the same time.
Yes, because every woman needs to file their nails. I think we're past this, right?
How can you fight thieves? With their own weapon. Did you drop your keys? Don't let your guard down or leave things unattended.
Yes, for sure.
If a robber stole
Every
your
time
backpack
when you grab
and
something,
weren't
don't
paying
let your guard
attention,
down. Don't grab it this, grab like this.
Pretend to be blind. Dark glasses will come in handy. Pretend that you can't see anything.
So for this scenario, I think blind people usually have either a stick, a person, or a dog that is specially for the blind people. I'm not seeing anything here, so for this to work, you should have a stick. I mean, what the fuck? What are we talking? Sophisticated.
And sometimes strange situations happen. For example, you were sitting with your girlfriend in a cafe, and a suspicious guy nearby is obviously watching you. What does he want? He's getting closer. Who is he? Another fan of your girlfriend's?
Of your girlfriends? What?
Yeah, definitely. Why else would he be getting so aggressive? Men, pay attention. Here's an excellent self-defense technique. Grab the enemy's head with your knee.
Oh, obviously some BJJ here.
Secure his arms with yours at the same time.
Yeah.
The enemy will get weak and lose quickly.
Okay,
and it will give you some status points.
There's no reason why you should tap out in like a scenario like this. What you're going to get if you're rolling with someone in this scenario and you have him in a lock, you're going to get a face bump. If you just learned it from like a YouTube video like this, what you can do is like, yeah, sure, go to a BJJ class. But then you are learning something like on the floor, and most of the time in a self-defense scenario, as my experience in security was, we are not lying on the floor. So maybe you should either go to boxing or kickboxing for that, because then you learn some straight punches or some hooks, some uppercuts, and which those is like 99% of self-defense. If you can throw a straight punch with a decent amount of force, most of the times or the situation is cleared. Or maybe you learn also a little bit to block, counter punch. Those kind of techniques are most of the time the solution.
Another life hack for freeing yourself.
Okay.
This time the hands are trapped
now
in
we
duct
have
tape,
like duct tape
and they are behind
not,
you.
Other thing.
Lie down on your side and step over your hands.
But
Excellent.
to make this work, you already need to have a decent amount of flexibility. Yeah, I don't know if I could do this with my flexibility I have. It's okay, I would say a little bit above average, but you already need to have a skill for that. So I'm not really sure, but let's see what she's doing now.
Now remove the belt from your jeans.
Okay, now it's just like pinning through it.
Use the prong of the buckle to punch through the tape.
Okay, this is some pretty cool thing that can be useful. Yeah.
Tear it off.
And now you punch a little bit through it
and remove the remaining
remove
tape from your hands.
Okay, that's actually
all.
working, yes.
Your wrists are free.
But again, the way to get there maybe is a little bit.
Hitting a woman is unacceptable.
That's true.
But there is a way out, even if you are
Unless you're sparring with them.
backed into a corner. Hit the offender just below the ear.
Oh no. There we are again. Pressure points. So I'm back. I just had to take a little bit of crack, smoking cigarettes, drinking a bottle of Jack Daniels. We are at pressure points again. So in a scenario where you are under adrenaline, how the fuck can you think that you are going to punch and hit like a spot this big on your opponent's body because he's not standing still? Yeah, they're going to grab and then like do something, drawing yourself to somewhere, or maybe pushing that you blood and your air is going to be restricted. So you should not like hit for a pressure point. The other thing is like, if you do want to hit a pressure point with like your thumb and you are not used to like doing like push-ups on your knuckles or like grabbing strength exercises, you are maybe going to break your finger, which is a little bit a less damaging thing in this scenario than getting kidnapped. But don't hit pressure points. I haven't made a video about the top 5 martial arts moves, and we are going to talk about these like secret techniques or deadly techniques which are knocking people out all the time, and we know that's just not true. Come on. And what you could do is like just smack to the ear, or like not going in this direction, but what you could do also is like directly snake style in the eyes or in the nose, or like just directly with the palm of your hand like into the eyes or to the mouth, and not into mouth because maybe he's going to bite off some of your fingers, but just like direct attacks to the face. Try it for yourself, maybe with your girlfriend, with your partner, or with your sparring partners. If you are just not wearing protection, not wearing a helmet, and somebody's grabbing you like this to the head, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable big time, because what I talked earlier about is the different zones. If somebody's like here on the face, the most vulnerable thing that we have the eyes, we have the nose, we have the mouth where we are breathing and we are seeing. So many things are connected to the head that we want to protect this. And if you are doing something, maybe the attacker is going to let off of you if you do it like this time or this speed.
This is a very painful move. Twist the arm and push
Yeah,
the
that's
attacker
bullshit.
into the wall. Or another scheme, a hit to the crotch, then knock
That's
the
not the
head on
crotch.
your knee, and then push the mugger away with your hands.
If you do
have
this,
a wall
go
behind
for the
you,
joints,
use it as a
not like
self-defense
big
tool.
muscle.
The impact will be more powerful if you push yourself from the wall.
Yes, this.
Knockout!
Maybe not from the wall, but directly to the head.
According to the laws of a healthy lifestyle, you should start the day with a glass of clean water.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Start your day with a glass of water.
Oh gosh! Wow! Do they have nothing better to do? There's a robber climbing through the window of your house and threatening your safety. The main thing is to not give in to panic. How about
This is
freshening
like
up? Spray water
over
at the
9,000
offender.
made up, but
Press your
maybe.
thumbs on his eyes. The villain will definitely fall back out the window.
Yeah, that's like the same concept that I talked before. You can attack directly to the head and instead of like going around or to the body where it's not hurting so much.
Did you like our life hacks for self-defense? Which one of them will you take note
No,
of?
we
Let
didn't
us
like
know
it.
in the comments.
So let's sum up some tips here. So maybe what you can do is first be aware where you are going and where you are at. So when you're out partying, maybe go home with a friend. Go home by taxi, go home by a car or a friend who is picking you up. And if you cannot do this, if you have to take the public services, make some thoughts about where you're walking through so that you avoid critical spaces. Next thing, if you can't run away because all the things that I just mentioned failed, directly to the head is most of the times a good thing that you learn in self-defense course that I learned also in my education in security business where I worked. So like open strikes, like fists, if you cannot do or if you don't have like an education in boxing, kickboxing or some other martial arts, like just go open hand. It's the best thing in the scenario that you can do and protect your life. And don't I cannot stress this, don't put out a weapon because you are going to get a response, fight or flight. And if you have liked this video so much, then please let me know by booping the like button. Let me know in the comments what you think about this self-defense videos that you find, like this self-defense tips or life hacks that are going to save your life. And so waiting for future videos. Let's see you the next time.